Hi, we are going to talk about broadcast and streaming media. This picture shows us NASA offers a variety of podcasts. Webcast, that's a new term. They are also showing some examples about Netflix. You see the movie, Hulu, and Amazon Prime Video. Just trying to tell you what is a streaming video. Streaming video is you see a piece of video. You go to YouTube, you see that all the time. They're not going to download the entire video, say 10 minutes, to your mobile phone or to your computer. It's unnecessary for them to do that. They're going to keep feeding your computer or mobile phone with this video. They give you a portion, your computer play a portion, that's called streaming. And if you want to have an entire download, then you need to wait. We don't want to wait, right? I want to view it now. Then why I need to wait 5 minutes, then I can still view in this 10 minutes video. If I can just view in this 10 minutes videos right away. So that's a streaming. Podcast. They are talking about, and they also including Apple iTunes. That's different. That's if you are Apple user, I'm an Apple user. They give you many different types of videos they want you to see, and using a different way for you to see. There's so many channels. The best example is YouTube. Yeah, we all use YouTube, right? YouTube is now belong to Google. And if you have some YouTube, you go there and view it. That's most viewable. I'll say I view YouTube, Netflix. Sometimes I go there to view some movies. So what's the problem or pros and cons for Netflix? Netflix is not expensive. Subscribe to Netflix, you can have 4 users at the same time viewing a movie. But they don't really have lots of movie. Some movies you want to see is not there, and sometimes you don't view the movies. So even it's not very expensive, you still spend some time. That's Netflix. YouTube. The good thing is about YouTube is like free, but that free comes out with lots of ads. Lots of ads, kind of annoying sometimes, too many ads. That's how YouTube right now belong to Google. Google makes money. Google is, to me, it's like old Yellow Page replacer. Of course, they have some other business, but mainly they are the Yellow Page replacer. Long time ago, if you are young, they have Yellow Page, right? So you see the Yellow Page with all the companies, with their phone number, with their address. You make your selection. Now you're driving, you are using a Google Map, and you want to eat some hamburger. You want to see in the local, where are the hamburgers? You type in hamburgers. They tell you some stores. Some stores may not be seen because may not pay Google or YouTube money. Google money, then you don't see it. Or you're going to see the first one. Hey, that's pay the money. Anything wrong about that? No, there's nothing wrong about that. That's just like the good old days. You have Yellow Page, right? They don't have to list all of your all of the stores. If you're a store, you don't pay money, then they don't list it. I don't think it's illegal for them to do that. And if you pay more money for the Yellow Page, they may have a bigger space for your ads. You can do that. Or if they want to move you on top, that's their choice, the Yellow Page. So that's Yellow Page replacer, Google. Of course, Google have involved in some new emerging technologies, but Google Map still doing the same thing. That's your Yellow Page. File sharing. the P2P, that's a protocol, peer-to-peer. P2P, it's not a protocol, P2P share. This P2P, the peer-to-peer, peer means equally, like we are both computer to computer. And this one show you a P2P, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Say if I have 3 computers at home, one for work, one for school, one for fun. The fun one have all the computer games I want to play. So I want to have a P2P, file sharing. I hook up with some kind of a cable, some kind of software I installed. Then I can use my computer 1 to play the games in my computer 3 at the same time. I don't have to load all the identical software to the 3 computers. That's P2P. And P2P, example I given to you is a 3. We see this picture with example of 5. That's about it. If you have a network with 100 computers, use a P2P, it won't work. You need to use Ethernet. That's to share. You cannot use P2P. But if you have 3 computers at home, you say, hey, I built up an Ethernet to share the 3 computers. Well, that's overkill. You don't have to. Just use the P2P. Talking about download, upload, we all understand. Thinking about the internet is a cloud. We are downloaded to our PC. We are uploaded to YouTube. That's like internet. P2P technology here for small companies, small network, sharing the files. Online classes. Online classes has begun about like 30 years ago. They have online classes, many online classes. Today you can take in all the online classes to get yourself a associate degree. And also, you can do the same thing, taking online classes to get yourself a bachelor degree, master degree, even a PhD. You can take those online classes to do that. Is that going to be easier? It depends. Depends on how they design the online classes. If the school really focus on more students, more profit, so they make the class easier, that's their choice. But we can have a distant classes and keep the difficulty levels for the online classes. The content is the king. It's not the technology. You take an online class, you take a face-to-face class. Which one is easier? It's not really a technology. It's the content. They have LMS, learning system, like a Blackboard. Yeah, many schools use a Blackboard. And they also have some other companies and other product used. Those training system, that's the technology. In online and on ground, they have some difference. For example, the face-to-face class, that's mostly is synchronized at the same time. You sit in a classroom, your professor is in the classroom, that's at the same time. And online, most of the online turn out to be asynchronized. Your professor may record a video. Then anytime you want to view that video, you can view the video. So it's more flexible. And in a campus classroom, your professor want to give you a quiz, say 10 minutes quiz, then you have 10 minutes. Online, your professor want to give you a 10 minutes quiz, can still do so, but may give you like 3 days to take, any time of the 3 days to take that 10 minutes quiz. So difficulty level, the same. And the online can even have some kind of tool, make you taking a quiz. At that time, your computer cannot Google search. Otherwise, you Google search for answers. But should that be open book exam, then that will be allowed. You can Google search the answers. So it really depends on the designer, the class designer, and the school policy. You want to make it easier or make it more difficult. It's not really the technology, it's the people. That's my humble opinion for online classes. The student who simply learn, let's call in a massive open online courses. So then the argument or the debate nowadays for online classes turn out to be you want to still keep a portion of synchronized. If you want to do that, you set up a time, a date and time. During that day and time, you're going to have a video class and your student going to be there. So you can see them, they can see you. Nobody need to drive to a certain point and they can ask you questions. That's pros and cons. The pros, you're really like a face-to-face class. The cons, some student may not be able to attend at that time. So the flexibility brought up by online classes really changed a lot. Before these online classes, you can say, hey, I live in a remote place, or the school just far away from me. I cannot drive there. Or the school time, I have to work. Now, with this asynchronized online classes, I mean, that's not a reasons that turn out to be excuses. You don't want to, or you cannot go to the class. You say, hey, it's far, far away from me. Yeah, of course, it's far, far from away from you. The online class is so close. You open up your computer, it's there. It's not far away. You say, hey, the time you have class, I need to work. It's asynchronized. The teacher give you assignment for 1 week to finish. Whenever you finish, or a lecture or class discussion, whenever you want to do it, you can do it 2 o'clock in the morning, no problem. So that's online class. With more and more online class, I would say that more and more people are holding up higher and higher degrees. And they're competing with us, with each other. Before that, people have a master degree, a PhD degree. And after that, more people have a master degree or PhD. That's your online class. Online games, of course. You can play games with people from all over the world. That's fun, right? No matter where they are. I mean, you are using the online games. So that's a beauty. And I'm thinking about, for the online class, we can really have a global type of online class. For example, in the US, if you learn French as a second language, in the class, we may have a French students and English speaking students at the same online class, provided the English speaking students want to learn French and the French speaking students want to learn English. Then why don't we sometime put them together, right? So let them talk. That would be fun. Is it feasible? It's a fun class, right? You learn, and then it's a group learning instead of one-on-one. I mean, yeah, so something like that. You build up a leniency. Your teacher don't want to correct you so many times, and something new and something like that. So that will be some class I would like to see. Technology bring up lots of new chances. Connecting to internet. Well, You have your internet service provider. You pay money to that service provider. Typically, that's a phone company. Then you can connect to internet. And they give you a bandwidth, bits per second, megabits per second. You need to at least have 1.5 megabits per second. That's a T1 rate to be able to view the video. If you don't have it, okay, you can still view the data, like your email. It's no problem. But to view a video, it's going to be slow or hiccup or going to drop. That's dial-up. Today, dial-up modem, that's a long time ago. They tell you the 56 kilobits per second. That's very, very slow dial-up. I have been used that. That was like 40 years ago when I used that. That's really, really slow. So for that slow speed, I use that for email, and I need to wait on my computer all the time. Today, with that kind of speed, you cannot do YouTube. It's too slow for you to do YouTube. Broadband. What's the definition of broadband? The broadband, you need to have 1.5 megabits per second to make it broadband. Why you need to have 1.5 megabits per second? At least. That's the bandwidth can support video. Unless you said, hey, I don't want video. I never go to YouTube and view nothing. Then you don't need a broadband. Otherwise, you do need a broadband. Then you need 1.5 megabits per second. DSL, that's one way. It's digital subscriber line. Your phone line since 1920 is analog. With the DSL technology, they change a portion to digital. That portion of digital is used for your computer. And the remaining portion of analog is for your phone. Your phone line since 1920 is analog. So digital subscriber line, that's your phone line, so that's DSL. DSL actually have two versions. One is asymmetric, one is symmetric. Typically, you have asymmetric. Asymmetric DSL, that's typically they say DSL, you have your DSL, is you have much faster download speed. You are doing some surfing, website, YouTube, that's download, you're viewing. You have a much slower upload speed, that's DSL. For example, with the asymmetric, unbalanced DSL, you can view a YouTube, no problem. But if you want to upload a YouTube to upload a video, you just record it, upload to YouTube. It will take much more longer time. That's called DSL. You have home office or you work remotely from home. Your boss may give you a symmetric DSL, both sides. So you can view company info or download and upload, same speed. That's called DSL. Cable, your cable TV cable can support many, many channels, more than 100 channels. No problem. They can support your internet the same way, cable TV cable. Satellite. Satellite, it's wireless. We can also use the satellite to communicate to internet. Like you go cruise, that's a ocean, a ship. Then you are using a satellite close to. It used to be very expensive, now turned out to be cheaper. Fiber, Fios, like Verizon. Now the Verizon have sold the business for Fios, F-I-O-S, to Frontier. So it's called Frontier Fios. I have Verizon's Fios. It's very, very fast. I may have 50 megabits per second. I need 2 or at least 1.5 megabits per second, but I have 50 megabits per second. So that's very, very fast internet I have for fiber. For fiber, they need to have a fiber cable and actually line the cable to your house so you can use it. Web browser, there are many, many web browsers. We can see these web browsers here. Like Safari, that's Apple computer. I use Apple computer, so I do use Safari. Google Chrome, yes, I use Google Chrome. Microsoft Edge, typically I don't use it. And Firefox, yeah. Firefox is a very, very good browser, but not so many people use it. Edge sometimes gave me problem. Google Chrome is the most widely used for mobile phone. I use Safari. The browser basics. Google Chrome web browser shows frequently visited page. Yeah, so you can like bookmark. Then later on you want to go there again. They remember. Address bar, back, forward, stop, refresh, home. Okay, this tells you a different browser. That's not really the concern. The concern nowadays is certain application. They may tell you, hey, the best is for Google Chrome. Router, you download some info and viewing. They need to support Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge, and Mozilla Firefox. But they are all different. So if they can support Google Chrome the best, they may tell you. Sometimes if they cannot support Microsoft Edge, they got some problem, they will tell you, hey, it's not working. So that's what it is. You are viewing some website. If I viewing a website via Google Chrome, it's not working, I'm going to change to Firefox, see if that will work. That's unfortunately something you have to do. Different browsers, they for different purpose. They may not all work the same way. Those just tells you some more functions, easy to use, user-friendly or less user-friendly about our browsers. Convenience and privacy. Convenience, you can say, hey, that's user-friendly. Privacy, they may have some cookies to collect some of your info. You need to be careful. Bookmarks, favorite, of course, you need to revisit. History. History, yeah, they can show you have visiting all those histories here. Apple. Cache memory. Cache memory is kind of a fast, much speed, temporary. For instance, you go to website a lot, so they keep those info. So next time you go there, they show you the cache memory. They may show you the old stuff. The website have been updated. They don't show it to you. Then you need to clear your cache memory. Otherwise, you don't see it. So that's something. And cookies. Cookies have served two purposes. One, to show the website in a better way, like a car dealership, show their cars, they want to sell it to you, 360-degree rotation. That's good. I like to see that. But the cookies can also collect your info. I mean, you go to the certain website, you go to a car dealership, they collect those info, then you may see a lot of ads when you buy a car. Even after you bought it, they still keep showing you, then that's a pain. You don't want it to. That's for cookies. They collect some of your info there. Yeah, first-party cookies, third-party cookies. And those infos sometimes also been sold to other company. See, I am a company selling product type A, and many people visited with the cookies. I have a visiting visitors list, and I sell it to other companies. How about that? Is that legal? Oh, I think that's legal. Yeah, so they can do that. And for you, the consequence may be annoying. You have too many ads, soliciting ads. Plug in an extension. A browser may use a plugin to see it better, or free download. You need to free download certain stuff to play a computer games. You need to have plugin. Otherwise, it won't work. They show this. The Chrome Web Store offers thousands of browser extensions, such as Office Online and some other products. Yep, that's something I would like to share with you for this presentation.